I'm doing a little bit of prep work on these walls. Uh, on this particular wall, I got to label a few wires before I put the drywall up. I got to put a little bit of insulation in the bottom sections over here. Yeah, I got some drywall to put up there on all these walls, but I got to insulate them first, but I got to label my wires first. I've already taken all the old nails and everything out. And yeah, I think I got to replace this insulation altogether. It's probably been in here since the 40s, who knows. This wall here that I framed and built, this one is just about ready for drywall. I got everything labeled, I believe. Got some old drywall in here, but once I put the mud and the corners and everything on here and paint it up, you never know the difference. So I got my wires here for my 240 volt space heater, my 3-way switches, and my line for the sockets. I just labeled and curled up over here because they're going to transition into the hallway wall to run down and go back to the main circuit panel. This wall here was like just a kind of a little half wall, and I'm gonna have to kind of redo this before I even think about wiring anything on here, but that's where I'm at. So I'll come back and let you guys see how it looks after I am done. So this is what it looks like now. This is it. So let me work the magic and let's see how it goes. Tony, Olympic View Development, and I'll see you in the next video. All right, so I'm sitting here waiting for my impact wrench to charge up, however long that's gonna take, probably not long. But so while I'm waiting, what I'm doing is, if you remember I said I wanna separate these sockets so I can put them on their own separate circuit. I don't want the living room sockets on this side connected to the sockets on the other side of the room. That's how it's been, and that's gonna change. So I'm gonna normalize this a little. So what I'm about to do now while I'm waiting for that is I'm gonna start running my bores, because the only sockets that I want connected on this little wall, period, are the sockets for the other room. Living room sockets are not gonna be on this wall. The living room sockets are gonna be on the other little recessed wall that I build on the outside of this. So that's what I'm about to do now. I've got all my wires disconnected. I'm pulling these ones out as we speak. I'm putting new Romex cable in there. This one's still pretty good, but why not? I got the cable. And so all these other cables I've labeled and ran from this wall here. So those are all ready to go and get connected to their hots. And this here is the line for the room here. So eventually I'll go back up under there and run new cable too. But as of right now, I don't want to get to that until I start tearing this off and running back down the hallway. So one room at a time, one wall at a time. All right, quick update. I've been doing a lot of preparation on this wall because this wall is only going to be like a support to the real wall. So I went on and got all the nails out of it that were on the previous drywall. Look, I missed one screw over here, but I'll drive that in. Yeah, so when I went on and took the old sockets out that were on this side of the wall, took all the wiring out. That gang box is still good, so I'm gonna go ahead and use that. Why change it? There's no point, it's still good. The other one, it was kind of cracking up, so I tore it out. I'm just gonna throw a new one in there. So yeah, so I'm gonna run the wire in a minute, but I'm going to add a couple of more sockets, and where I have these 5 and 6 labeled, that's where I had designed where I want more sockets, because I want the sockets on the other side of the wall, I want to go up higher for the TVs, and I don't want them to go all the way to the floor. So that's just a part of the design of this wall, and this side will have higher sockets as well, but it'll be on the new wall I build, the stabilizer wall. So when I come back from doing the wiring, I'll let you see what I did. All right, this is Tony with Olympic View Development. And I talked to you guys earlier where I needed to pull the wiring loose from this wall and just rewire it so that I can have the entire room on one circuit and get those living room sockets off the wall. So what I've done now, I've went through and rewired this wall, turned the power back on, everything's live, everything's good. So this is what I've done. I've added a socket here on this wall, ran my wire, replaced that socket there. So that one was pre-existing, but I just put a new gang box in there and a new socket. Added 2 sockets here. Added this one. And added one down here. I don't know if you can see that or not, but, and actually I didn't add that, I just replaced that one. So I got the wiring like I wanted on this wall. So now I can get ready to start building the front support wall. And I'll go around here. So what I did, because when you're working in these older houses, and the most difficult thing is, well, I put a junction right here. And this junction will serve as, see, I got temporary power going to it right now because I just got a new Square D 200 amp panel that I'm going to put in. But in the meantime, while people are living in the house, you need to have power so people can go on living their lives. So I'm just running the wire back to where the panel is going to be from these junctions. So when the time comes, I could just disconnect the temporary power and connect my new wire. So this is where my junction is that goes to for the room sockets. And on this side over here is where I added my sockets. I got one down here. And I got those 2 back here. And that was the new one I added. So yeah, I'm satisfied with that for now. Pretty good day's work. And I'm probably gonna keep going because I finally got a chance to get everybody out of the house. And I'm gonna utilize this time to get as much done as I can. Tony, Olympic View Development, and thank you for being with us on this journey of getting this house back normalized. Okay, my framing job for this entertainment system is pretty much done. So next, when I come back, I'm going to be wiring in electrical sockets and my low voltage coaxial cable jack in here. So when I come back, I'll let you guys see when I'm finished with my wiring job. So took 3 days to get it just like I wanted it. So I'll come back when I'm getting ready to do some wiring. All right, so I got my master wall framed. Got this all framed and ready to go. And today what I did was I went in and wired in my sockets. So I'm gonna have one socket right here on the front. And in the little TV area here, I got 2 sockets down here, and right below is a socket box for my coaxial cable, and one more socket. Well, actually, this is just a junction box I'm using right here, and another socket over here. So that's all this, the framing and all the electrical that's going to be on this wall. And I'll come back and show you when I get the drywall started.